Hello and greetings. It's your boy Chris Mayo, aka the Mayo Man. That is my brand, and I like to challenge myself, and I'm going to do that here today. And I'm going to throw my hat into the ring as a YouTuber. That's right, you heard it here first. I have no idea what's going to happen, how this is going to play out, if it's going to go anywhere. But that's what life is all about: taking leaps of faith and challenging yourself, and just seeing where it goes. So just spoiler alert, I want to let you guys know up front, I have no idea how to do thumbnails, crazy cuts, filters. I know how to do basic editing. As you'll see in this video, I just know how to do basic cuts, and that's all. Hopefully the channel will grow to a point to where I can either learn all that and or get to a place where I can pay someone to do it for me. That'll depend on you guys, I guess. That said, follow along and let's segue into the next part of the video. Okay, we're back. So that being said, I am 49 years of age. I originally hail from Houston. I am a Marine Corps veteran. And as I said before, I love to challenge myself and see what happens and see where things go. Take different leaps of faith. That's part of what life is about. So an inside look into me and my background is I like to, let's go back to when I was a kid. I loved watching TV. I love TV shows, movies, as many of us do. And I always knew that when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. I grew up watching the 70s and 80s TV shows like Buck Rogers, Dukes of Hazzard, The Incredible Hulk, you name it. Yeah, I was there. I was totally sucked in and watching those shows. And I just, I used to tell myself, I want to do what they do, It would be so awesome just to be an actor and just to get to live different experiences and, open yourself up to see what you're capable of. And so, yeah, that was my thing is I, always wanted to be an actor, and I always wanted to live that life and see, what I could do and challenge myself in various different roles that I have, and God willing, I get to do more when He allows me to do it. I used to think that California was like this mythical, magical place that like only the special among us could go to or live. And then I lived there in the mid-90s and also later in the 2000s. And it's great. I love the beaches. I love the scenery. I could do without the traffic and some of the other stuff, but I could totally live there in some parts of it. But yeah, enough on that. Anyway, so when I first started this journey as an actor, at the time I was driving trucks, 18-wheelers, and I had no idea, like, even as a kid, who to talk to, how to get started. I had no connections, nothing. And so when I was coming back from taking a truckload out to Mississippi, I decided it was eating at me so bad. Like, I couldn't stop it anymore. Like, I quit my job that day, and I remember distinctly backing the truck up into the yard and walking into the office, and the place that I used to drive for at the time, they used to run the drivers ragged. I mean ragged. Like, the drivers were all like popping speed pills and NoDos and things to stay awake because we had been on the road for so long. And this one particular day, when I came back, I remember backing the truck and the trailer up in the yard, walking into the office, and they were getting ready to hand me another dispatch sheet. I handed them the keys, said, "Nope, we're going to make a trade. I'm done." So they're like, "What? You're like one of our best drivers." I said, "I don't care. I'm doing me now. I'm living my life on my terms, doing what I want to do." So somebody like a couple days earlier, I think, had told me about this website called theaterport.org. I don't think it exists anymore, but it had all the auditions, upcoming shows, theater projects all around Houston. And I was so excited. I went home the day I quit my job, and I got on my laptop, and I looked up all these shows, and there was this military off-Broadway musical, many of you might know it, called South Pacific. And I called the theater up, and I was like, hey, are you guys still auditioning? And I was talking to the president's wife, and she was like, yeah, it's a huge cast, so we need a lot of guys, so if you got a bunch of friends, bring them down, and we're going to be auditioning till like 10 o'clock. So I'm like, great. And I get off the phone, I'm so excited, and I'm all amped up, and then I go, get showered up and cleaned up and ready to walk out the door. Well, then the devil comes into my head and starts messing with me, telling me a bunch of lies, like, what are you doing? And this is like literally as I'm about to walk out the door. And he's like, you just quit your job, and now you're just going to go be an actor. And so it made me like kind of second guess and double think, like I went and sat back down on my couch, and I was like starting to rethink everything. And I started thinking, wow, Chris, you just quit your job. Like you just walked away, and like now you're just going to go be an actor. And it's like, how are you going to pay your bills and keep the rent up and all this? And so, then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. So I get back up, I go back to the door, and then he comes back into my head telling me, don't do it, don't do it. You're just going to embarrass yourself. These guys are seasoned professionals. You haven't acted since you were like a little kid in the second grade in school plays and stuff. So don't do it. So then I go back to the couch, sit back down, and I start rethinking everything again. And basically, I did this whole back and forth from the couch to the door to the couch thing like 4 times. Finally, I said to myself, what are they going to do? Spank me and take away my birthday? And so I get up, I walk out the door, get in my car, and I'm driving. And I get to the theater. I remember parking distinctly right in the parking spot. My heart just ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And I'm like, wow, you're here, Chris. It's put up or shut up. It's go time. And I had to do a mental shift in my mind, and I told myself, I said, Chris, you're going to get out of this car. You're going to walk in there with confidence. You're going to book this role, and they're going to love you. You're going to get this role. You're going to do this show. You're going to do several other shows at this theater. Then you're going to branch out and do other shows at other theaters. And that's what happened. And I'm telling you, it wouldn't have happened if I didn't take that leap of faith and I didn't believe in myself. And I've always kind of just had this insane belief in myself that I can do anything. No matter what I put my mind to, I can do whatever. And it's served me. It's opened so many doors in acting. And there's also been a fear side. Well, I've talked about that a little bit, but there's also been the fear side because I have been in situations where doors have opened so fast, and it's like everything just seems like it's just happening, so fast, and it got to a point where it was scary because I pumped the brakes a little bit, and I was like, kind of reeled myself back and was like, Chris, you're getting into this. You're getting deeper into this, and so I took my foot off the gas and I pumped the brakes and kind of reeled it back a little bit because I didn't want to go too far too fast. You know what I mean? If you've ever tried anything that you really want to do, I kind of just had that feeling, and maybe again that could have been the devil, but I probably should have kept my foot on the gas and just pushed right through it, but I didn't because I know that I missed some great opportunities in doing that. But now I'm at a point to where, you know what, this thing called life, it's just too short. It's too short to not do what you want to do and, take that leap of faith and just step out on that branch and see what's going to happen. Like they say, 80% of it is just showing up. And that is so true. I put myself in positions to where, if I didn't go there, like, I never would have known what would happen or what would come of it. And so I'm just thankful that even though I had fear in my mind and I had things, like the devil coming in saying, don't do this, that I pushed through and I just kept going. And I've surprised myself every time with that. And so I just want to challenge each and everybody to love yourself and value yourself enough to take that leap of faith and just go for it. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. There's an old saying that the best things in life are on the other side of fear. And that is true. And that is comes with trying anything. Whatever you want to do in life or whatever you might be too scared to do in life, face that fear and just go for it. Then you'll realize that you spent all that time worrying, doubting yourself for nothing. And then it'll be like nothing to you. You could just go back and do it over and over again, like it's easy. And it is. And the more you do it, the easier it'll get. But you have to keep pushing forward. Don't let anything or anyone stop you. And if you got bad, negative people in your life, we all do. We got family members, friends. I'll tell you something. I was at a church sermon one time, and I heard the pastor say something that really resonated with me. And I find it still true to this day. And that saying was, prune off the parts of your tree that bear no fruit. And for me, that was like a big aha moment, because that to me meant anyone who wasn't contributing to my life in any kind of a positive manner, you had to go. I'm sorry, but you got to go. And that meant friends, family members, just whoever that, if you weren't, behind me, supporting me in some way, then I'm sorry, you got to go. But that said, just keep trying, keep pushing forward, because you'll never know if you don't try. And Denzel Washington said a famous saying, if you fall down 7 times, get up 8. And, Rocky's got many infamous saying, but he says keep pushing, keep punching, keep pushing forward, and you got to be willing to take the hits that come along with it. Some people are scared about losing their job, their finances, and how they're going to pay their bills. But you know what? Jesus even said in the Bible, do not worry about what you will eat, what you will drink, what you will wear. Consider the lilies of the field, for they neither toil nor reap, but God still clothes them. And he said Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And then he went on to say that, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough worries for itself. Basically just focus on today and what you can do today and position yourself for that. So that being said, people, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't want it to go on too long, but I just want to thank you for listening, watching, and I'm going to be posting more videos. I'm not going to promise posting every single day, but as time goes on, I will post more and more as I get the inspiration for different content. I'm going to have various different playlists like Real Talk with the Mayo Man, exercise with the Mayo Man, auditions, work, this, that, and the other, etc., etc. You get the point. With that said, again, please follow along, hit that like and subscribe button. I need all the help I can get. I have no idea where this is going to go, but this is me in my own authenticity, taking that leap of faith, trying to be an example. So please do the same. Show up for yourself and take that leap of faith, because you never know what's going to happen and what's on the other side of that door. So I say go for it, keep punching, keep pushing forward. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. The Mayo Man out.